Hey guys, Break here, and welcome back to How to Make 1 Million Gold in WoW, Episode 7. We're not going to be doing any messing around today. We're going to start off by opening up the mailbox, and it's quite a big one. 55 sold, this is the first 50, and we got 320k, which is really nice. In terms of what's sold, we've got most of the failure detection pylons, a few relics, a few demon steel bars. We have ourselves the leg plates, which sold for 95k, which was a 25k profit, bought them for 70k, which is okay, not quite what I wanted. What else we sold? A few auto hammers, a few tome of illusions, those crystal fire spell staff of the peerless for 10k, a clockwork gnome for sort of 8k that we flipped. We sniped it for 4k, resold it for 8. And yeah, in the last 5 mail, we got ourselves 4 gun pack sales from engineering and another tome of illusions. So 335k mailbox takes us to over 500k for the first time, which is very exciting. So yeah, it was a bit rushed explaining some of those sales because, you know, you're on a time limit, it's counting down, and I'll try and get them all in. But anyway, crystal fire spell staff. So this was the inscription, WOD inscription thing that we crafted. Cost like 1k to make. In fact, it costs basically nothing to make. I just do the war paints. I can get 20 every day just with my daily craft of the war paints. And I turn 100 of those, get 20 a day, turn 100 into my crystal fire spell staff transmog, which sells really good. Any sort of transmog with a sale rate of 0.1 or above that is really crazily good. In fact, any transmog with a sale rate of above 0.05 is really good. If you guys have TSM, you can see the sale rate as we mouse over stuff, but anything 0.1 and above, for a transmog at least, is crazily good. So that's why we made that and sold it. Nice bit of profit. And as I was saying, the hulking demolisher leg plates we bought for 70k last episode. Wanted to sell them for like 150, but then I'm starting to realise, guys, this server is that the BOE flips are quite difficult. It's such a big raiding server, and so there are so many items being put on the auction house. So these leg plates, there were like 3 of them, 3 of the 945s that people were putting on. People started undercutting crazily, and then someone put on for like 100k, for like 96k. And anyway, we ended up selling for, well, I think we did sell for 100k because 5k will have gone to the auction house, 5% cuts, so we sold 95k. So still a 25k profit in like 2 days or whatever it was. It's pretty decent. However, I don't know. I wanted more, but that's this server. It's quite competitive. If you're on a slightly lower pop server, it's much better, and you can get a lot more profit from these BOEs. Anyway, that doesn't mean that we cannot flip BOEs. It just means we're going to have to be a bit more careful with them and be a bit more smart with what we do. But I'll run my scan again and see if we can find any nice cheap ones that we can flip for a profit. I actually checked before this video, and there was a kind of good one that I could have made a real nice quick profit on. Hopefully it's still there. If not, then whatever. I did want to wait and do it when we made the video, rather than just do it on my own though, so let's hope it's still there. But yeah, guys, we are officially over halfway there, which is very nice. Nice to have a lot of gold in the bags, which is good. Bit of liquid gold. We've still got the sort of 20k or so on my sniping character as well. We have not been doing much sniping recently though, unfortunately. But yeah, here we go, guys. It's still there. This 945 breastplate for just 40k. The others are going for 58k and 90k. So we can at least sell this for 58, so we can at least get 15k profit from this really quickly, I think. Or I could probably wait and try list it for higher if someone buys this out. Or I could buy this one out myself. That's a bit more risky. Though not super risky. To be honest, I'm kind of tempted to buy them both out. We'll wait and see, I think. And just as I go to buy it, look. Cannot find this on the auction house, removing it. What a shame that is. In fact, they've literally both just disappeared. That's so annoying. Must have been as I was talking. Oh dear. Look, guys, there was that 945 on for 60k, and the other one on for 40k. Someone appears to have bought them both out, and they're probably going to reset them to the 90k price, just as I was just talking about doing. So good for them. They just made themselves, what, like 100k profit when that all sells. Almost that. That's very annoying. Whatever, guys, that's what happens. But yeah, just to give you guys a quick update of what I've been doing. So the past 3 days I actually haven't been at my computer, I've been away. So I haven't been able to do anything apart from cancel and repost auctions. So that's all I've been doing. We haven't crafted anything extra. We haven't done anything anything cool. All we've been doing is undercutting auctions and posting a few times a day when I've had the time, because I've been very, very busy. Should probably address some comments from the last video as well. I don't usually address comments because addressing comments to YouTube videos would never seem like much of a good idea, because it's usually just people trolling. However, I do appreciate all you guys' comments, even the ones who still say I'm very, very lucky. I'm not lucky, guys. I just find what sells and I sell it. That's all you got to do. You could say I was lucky with those failure detection pylons because they were going for so much. But what I did is I saw they were going so much, I tested out the market, I saw that sold really quick, and so I exploited that, and I made, 100,000 gold, probably more, maybe like 150,000 gold profit just from those. However, because I was advertising that, not only has the price massively dropped of those, but there's so much competition, I hardly sell any anymore. In fact, I've still got like 80 on the auction house from a few days ago. I've been reposting them, undercutting all the time, and they still haven't sold. So maybe I killed my own market there, or I don't know what happened, but anyway, that's just one example of what can happen. So please, guys, when you do watch these videos, don't just try and copy me, because gold making is not really about that. For example, like I said, last video was called Finding Your Market. I found my market, I exploited it, I made a few 100,000 gold real quickly. You guys need to try and do the same on your server. Find something that sells quick, find something that sells very profitable, and make as many as you can before everyone else starts doing it. It always happens. It's the same with all gold making, guys. Who saw my very old video when I talked about how I used to run a casino in WoW? You're not allowed to run these, guys. They're against the terms and conditions, and I got a ban for it. I've talked about this in a video before. However, before I got banned, I was making a ton of gold. I was standing right here, actually, on top of here. I don't know why I stood on here. I thought it was just a cool place, and also it could reach everyone on the auction house when I slash yelled, but it was also kind of secluded. It wasn't right next to the auction house to annoy people. So this is where I stood. I advertised my casino, and I was making a ton of gold, especially back then, because back then, the gold wasn't as crazy as it is now, but I was still getting crazy amounts of gold. But what happened, guys? People thought, hey, you're getting loads, especially people who actually came to my casino, lost, and then realised, hey, I can also run at this casino and I can make a ton of gold. So that's what other people started doing. They started copying me, competing. There were like 3 or 4 different casinos, all standing in different places. Someone actually came to stand right next to me, which kind of annoyed me. As the Aqua Mark just sells, look at that, guys. A nice 5k profit from that. These relics still selling really good. But anyway, I stood here, other people copied me, and guess what? These guys actually scammed people as well. I didn't used to scam people when running my casino, I always paid up when they won, but these other guys didn't, and that really made people on the server hate the casinos. They started reporting everyone who was running one, including myself, even though I'd been fair, and I got reported and I got banned. Didn't get banned for scamming, I just got banned because you're not allowed to do it, so don't do it, guys. But anyway, competition always happens, and profitable things will always get found out, especially from my videos, because lots of people watch them, or relatively lots of people watch them compared to if I wasn't making videos. So that's the thing that happens. I do hope these videos will help you guys. You may think I'm lucky or not, but the basic idea is for you to find something that sells. Look, right now, look how much the binding of agility, someone's reset them to go for like 5k. They usually go for half that. So I should probably make a couple and undercut for a bit, and hopefully they will sell before they go back down in price. Is it lucky that someone reset them? Maybe. Same with Mark of the Claw. Is it lucky that someone's reset this? Maybe. But I'm going to now exploit it until the price goes down. In fact, this is really cool. I'm going to do this now because it's a nice way to finally make some gold. But while we are on the subject of luck, I'd say I was pretty unlucky just then. Pretty much missed out on 100,000 gold profit because someone bought out those BOEs to flip before I did, which is a bit of a shame. Another thing, from the comments, lots of people said they wanted to see my /played time. So how much I've been playing. Fair enough. I think that's, I mean, I'll show you guys right now. This guy here, what are we on? 1 day, 16 hours, and 48 minutes. So what's that, 40 hours so far, which is all good stuff. The reason I'm not super keen on showing all my /play times is because a lot of people will go, hey, well that's 40 hours. I can make 25k an hour farming. So if I've got 25k an hour for 40 hours, that equals 1 million gold. So I'd already be at 1 million gold. So I can make more gold farming Ghost Iron ore than you can doing all this stuff. So what's the point in your videos? That's the kind of thing that I'm slightly worried about with slowing a /played time. But a few things to remember. First of all, I AFK a lot. I don't know if there's an add-on to show your AFK time, but a lot of the time I just leave things on. I did some sniping on this guy at the start before I made my sniping character. I've just left this guy on in the background whilst I'm doing other things on my other accounts. So I've done a lot of that kind of stuff. At the same time, I've done random stuff on this guy I really didn't have to do. Like the entire Argus quest line I did just for the sake of it, really. It's probably got me, you know, it could probably start getting me some gold now because I've got the good missions, but realistically that was a ton of hours I didn't have to do. Recording time as well. I spend a lot of time recording different things and doing different takes, all while leaving the character online, so that's another thing. But I think the most important two things are, number one, this was not ever a /play challenge. The goal wasn't to get 1 million gold in the quickest time possible. If it was, then I would have done a lot of things different. I'd have probably just flipped stuff and maybe done a bit of crafting. I just logged on, cancelled, reposted, logged off. Then we could have got 1 million gold real quick, especially with the BOEs. But I'm not doing that. That was never the goal of the challenge. Maybe we'll make that another challenge. That'd be a cool idea. What do you guys think? So that's one thing. And the other thing is it's much more fun to do the kind of stuff I'm doing, a variety of gold making methods. It's much more fun for you guys to watch, and it's much more fun from my point of view than just farming for 30 hours straight. I know some people can do that. There's some farmers that do, you know, like 8 hours a day or 4 hours a day, and then they could get to 30 hours in, you know, a week, and then in a week they're done. But still, that's really, really boring. And this is also more of a long-term thing for you guys. You get professions sorted, you learn how to do things like flip BOEs, like, you know, find stuff that's profitable and post them. You learn how to do all that stuff. It's going to help you to be, you know, a bit better than 1 million gold, hopefully, in the future. And I think it's just going to be better than a simple load of farming. Anyway, guys, sorry about all that talking. Still a bit disappointed about those BOEs. Especially because I waited, they were there, they must have been there for at least half an hour, probably longer, whilst I got everything ready to start recording and then started talking and then went to scan. Then it was still there, then eventually it wasn't, but that's a thing. I will make a few of these with my Blood of Sargeras that I've got left. I've also got a relic, in fact, the Strazen Mark. We might still have one on the auction house, or maybe we don't anymore. Let's see. Because one of the Strazen Marks sold, didn't it? Or was it the Aqua Mark? The Aqua Mark, even. So again, we don't have an Aqua Mark either. So I think I'll make myself one Aqua Mark, and then I'll make myself a few of the enchants, and then I've run out of bloods, which is annoying. If we go and check what world quests are up, nothing amazing, but there are a pretty simple 4 bloods we can get from those two. So I'll go do that as well, because we need the bloods. Just buy ourselves a few relatively cheap materials to make ourselves the enchants that are selling well. Now, Chaos Crystals have gone up in price on my server quite a lot. I think they've gone up everywhere, in fact. I'm not certain why. I'd say probably it's because more and more people are doing less sort of casual content. You know, people do what they have to, and then they probably go play something else or whatever because they've done the main things in the game. Whereas before, when everyone's going crazy and farming stuff, they're getting so much gear they can't use, there's a lot more disenchanting, all that kind of good stuff. Make ourselves a Mark of the Claw as well. And we'll make ourselves a Binding of Intellect, because that's still a pretty nice profit. I also bought up some Fellwort we can mass mill to get ourselves some Sallow and Roseate pigments, and hopefully these will then be enough to make another Aqual Mark. Okay, it's not quite enough Roseate pigment. To be honest, we'll just go and buy the rest of that Roseate because that's selling real good at the moment on my server. It's nice and cheap. As I've said before, it's usually better just to buy Roseate pigment than mill it. Depends on the price on your server, but there's so much of it around, it's usually just better to buy it off the auction house. But yeah, just made myself the Aqua Mark as well. And that is a very good use of Blood of Sargeras. I'll also make myself Steamy Romance Novel Kit because I'm pretty sure we sold one already. It's quite a fast selling toy, to be fair. Anyway, I was just going out to get my world quest done and a Legion Assault popped up. That's very useful because they often have a 6 Blood of Sargeras world quest in them, and they certainly do here, so that's very nice for someone who uses lots of bloods like me and is always in need of more. Very, very useful. In fact, I also really need some order resources. What have we got? Only 300. So I'm probably going to do a few world quests around here as well. A few of you were asking what add-ons I use. World Quest Group Finder, really, really good for world quests. You can just press it. You can usually join someone else's group. No one's doing this quest, but that's fine. It just means people will join my group when they try and use it. Uh-oh, bit of PvP. This is not good. Haha. Easy. I'm a PvP professional. I'm just going to run a cancel scan before we log off because, yeah, make sure everything isn't undercut. People asked how often I run cancel scans, guys. It's really not that often. And when I do, I mean, it only takes like a couple of minutes. But it completely depends on how much time you have and what server you're on. On a server like this, which is fairly high pop, you want to undercut as much as you can. So I'd probably do it a few times a day. Like I said, I have not been around the past few days, so I've only been undercutting like twice a day or something. But usually if I'm around, I'll undercut as much as I can, 4 to 5 times a day. Should be fairly okay, particularly in peak times you want to be undercutting, and particularly if you have something you really want to sell. So if I've got some BOEs that I've been flipping and I'm going to make a ton of gold if I can sell them, then I'll be undercutting loads. When the failure detection pylons were making me a ton of gold, I wanted to undercut all the time to make sure I was trying to be there. So I'm not talking about like 100 times a day, guys. I'm just talking about like 4 or 5 times a day. 5 times 2 minutes is 10 minutes. Not a lot of time, but it will make a difference to you. The reason I don't use TSM to post these guys is sometimes it will see if there's no stacks of like 10. It will find the latest stack of 10 and post it here, which is usually okay. But again, I just want to be the cheapest. I don't really care about the 1 gold extra that the stack of 10 is. I just want to make sure they're all posted cheapest. I could change my TSM settings so it will do that, but I kind of like my settings like that. It's just for this server, and right now on the challenge, I'd rather just do that manually. Anyway, there's been a lot of rambling this episode. Sorry about that, guys. A lot of you said you liked the rambling and you like to just listen when you're sort of at your work or just as a sort of podcast. I guess there's nothing crazy going on the screen usually, so podcast probably sounds pretty good. I always want to know if I should add some like really quiet background music to these videos. Some people like that, some people don't like that. Let me know what you think. I'm not really sure. We could try some and see how it goes. Like some just WoW music, like really low in the background, but I'm not sure it would work, to be honest. Anyways, I'm also going to go onto my Demon Hunter and show you guys what I've been doing, which isn't really much again because I've been very busy, but we have been going after the Order Hall and, keeping ourselves topped up. Alright guys, a bit off topic, but if you go and look now at the chat, anyone here that would mind rating my Android application 5 stars, I'll pay you 10k gold for 2 minutes. So that's another way of making gold that I'm sure a few people have not done before. This isn't on my server, by the way, guys. This is on my other account on my one of my pet flipping servers, but that's very interesting. I wonder if it'll actually pay. Probably would. If I'd made an app, I'd probably pay people that to rate it. So yeah, we will do some more crafting right about now. What am I going to do? Well, first off, we are going to make the relic, the Felic. This sold really good. It always sells good, the Felic. Yeah, nice bit of profit as well. 5k, probably more if you count the blood price. So really nice there. We're also going to make a few blacksmithing things. So we're going to make a pair of boots, and we are going to make some pauldrons because they've been selling good. And then we'll also make some gauntlets. Also make myself a breastplate, might as well, because it doesn't require any bloods. And then we can hand in the quest to get the rank up. Here we are, rank 2. Let's see now if we get any more profits. So yeah, look at that, the profit's gone up loads with the breastplate. Now a final main thing we're going to be making is the demon steel bars. So I just sent a load of fell slate and laystone over from my main character on this server, and yeah, they're making a ton of gold. The fell slate costs around 15 to 13, I think we got it for around 13, and the laystone for about 10, so about 36 gold, and the bars are selling for like 60 gold. So take off the auction house cut, that's 57, so we're making over 20 gold per bar. Now I can sell these in stacks of 100 or 200 pretty regularly, and if I can sell in stacks of 100 say, that's 2k profit per stack. And if we can sell 12 stacks, that's a nice sort of 25k, 25k profit. Very easy. The one thing that isn't easy is how long it takes. Look at that, 40 minutes this is going to take me. But we're going to craft all of these, we're going to put them up on the auction house, and hopefully over time they will sell, or even by next episode they'll have probably sold, and it's a nice way to get some profit. But apart from that, guys, it's probably going to be it for this video. It didn't get quite as long as I thought we would, but I did just want to get this video out because it's been a few days, and we had a nice mailbox and a few things to talk about. But yeah, over the next couple of days before the next video, I'm going to be consistently looking on the auction house for any cheap stuff we can flip, particularly the BOEs, but some other stuff as well. I'll also be doing some sniping, we might get a few snipes, and of course I'll be undercutting and reposting stuff. And if anything big sells, like some demon steel gear, or you know, some relics or something, or some Tome of Illusions, I'll just craft them again and we'll put them up, and we'll see how we're doing when we get to next video. Probably won't make any more of the failure detection pylons right about now. I mean, they're still making a real nice 180 gold profit per one, and if we sell them in stacks of sort of 20, that's still almost 4,000 gold. But we'll see if the ones I've got on the auction house do sell. Like I say, I've got about 80 left. Maybe I'll make some more of these as well, but there's no real reason to do that for the moment. We'll just keep making what's selling. And that's going to be the point of this video, guys. You make what sells, you see what sells. If it's really good, you carry on selling it. If it's not good, you stop making it and you sell something else. That's all you do. And anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, see ya.